Welcome into Lost the Plot, the podcast where we overthink movies, books, and TV shows. And today we're going to be talking about 2003's Elf, which, Devin...
You're doing the year and everything.
I am.
What other Elf movie is there?
The one on the shelf. Did they make a movie about that? I don't know.
They have, actually.
They have?
It? Yeah.
Was it before 2003?
No.
Oh.
I remember they did like an animated ABC, special. Did you ever
for
watch
Elf
any
on the
of
Shelf?
those? Yeah, they would do like the ABC 25 Days of Christmas or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd like make their own short films for it occasionally.
Oh,
I
really?
say short. It'd be like 25, 30 minutes.
I just remember it being like, oh, now we're doing The Grinch. Now we're doing Elf. Now we're doing...
They did a little
There's
bit.
1960s Santa Claus Claymation one. Now we're doing...
They did the one about like the two elves like snuck into houses and prepared them for Santa,
Oh, maybe
Like
I have.
Disney, ABC, they would create their own stuff for it occasionally, if I remember correctly. I think my point stands though. I think we're talking about Elf, specifically the movie, not the Broadway musical.
Okay. See, I'm crazy for the year, but to clarify, it's not the musical. It's kind of crazy.
It's the exact same story.
But it's a musical.
Yeah, we're talking about the movie.
Okay.
That makes way more sense to differentiate
No,
and distinguish.
that's fine.
We're not talking about the musical. If you want that, you can go somewhere else. We're talking about the film.
You can go somewhere else right now.
Yeah, click off immediately, please.
We don't want you here.
I'm just saying, I don't even know what I'm saying.
I
started very confident. We're talking about Elf. We're talking about Elf. What are your thoughts on the film?
I watch it every year.
Everyone does.
And this year, even though we're talking about it, I didn't watch it before, and I will be lucky if I don't have to watch it. Like it's not that this movie's bad at all. It's just been drilled into my mind. Like I'm very confident in not watching this movie that we can talk about it. Yeah. And I'm not going to miss anything. Like I'm just not going to miss anything at all.
Yeah. It's a quintessential Christmas movie.
Yeah. It's like it's in the American consciousness, it's just there. Like it's part of your citizenship. Like renewal. The renewal process you don't actually have to do, but you just have to know.
Citizenship renewal.
Yeah. You don't know what happens. But they do it. And it's just you watch Elf every year. And they monitor it, obviously.
Okay.
Even the DVD players, which is a huge problem.
Okay, so if you watched the musical instead of the film, 1 year, that wouldn't count.
No, because that's the most European thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
The American musical is the most European thing you've heard in your entire life.
Yeah, because you took the movie and was like, you know what? I want the musical instead. And it's not the reverse. It's not like the musical happened.
European.
It's not like the musical happened first and then they made a movie about it. They made the movie and turned it into a musical.
That is true.
Like I just immediately think of Austria for some reason. Like an Austrian theater or something. That was like, this would be fantastic.
Instinct is the movie comes out and then Europe says we should regulate that. We should do that right now.
We should tax it.
We should tax it. We should pass laws and regulations on how often you have to see the movie.
Yeah.
Where you can watch the movie.
Yeah. And how you can criticize the movie. We gotta police this hard. This is very important.
That's the European They don't make musicals. They don't make anything.
You're right. It's not European.
Drinks for American tourists at the hotel. That's the only thing they're making over there.
The last thing at the places that they made 400 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago.
Well, their ancestors built it.
They haven't.
They're not building anything.
They're like thinking about Knives Out. It's like if the family was just maintaining the estate. That's what Europe's doing right now. They're maintaining the previous 2,000 years worth of...
Knives Out, but the family got the inheritance.
Yeah.
And then their descendants got the inheritance. And then their descendants got the inheritance. And then it's just about the family with the house.
Yeah.
Not a good film.
No, Knives Out? Or in that hypothetical world?
Hypothetical bad European Knives Out.
Okay.
There's a reason Benoit Blanc is Southern. He's very distinctly American.
He's distinctly American
to the point of having the Southern accent, the Southern twang. He's undeniably American.
Yeah, because there's no good if you're a good detective, you have to be American. There's no such thing as like a British detective, like a famous one.
Right.
Like, but even Sherlock Holmes is from 200 years ago.
He is. Yeah, back when they did stuff.
Back when they actually did stuff in Europe.
Right. Yeah. Are there contemporary British detectives? Oh, there's Sherlock Holmes. There's Hercule Poirot.
I mean, there's Watson.
Yeah, the neat thing about Watson is how he's also from 200 years ago.
Well, no, not according to CBS. They have the Watson show going on right now.
What is?
But
it?
I think he's actually.
What is it on?
CBS.
What is it on? Oh, is that a British channel? I haven't heard.
No,
about
and he could be. And you know
Oh,
what? Now that I think
interesting.
about it, Watson could be American in the show. I watched an episode of it like months ago, and I can't remember if he's American or not. I should have.
They did an updated version of Sherlock Holmes. They set it in the present day, and it wasn't good. And I think part of the reason that it wasn't good is there's a fundamental tension at the heart of the character. We have this really active British person doing things, but in a modern Britain where nobody does anything and nothing happens.
It's so unrealistic. It's
Right.
more unrealistic than the Avengers.
Well, it's one of those neat things where it's the conflict between the character. You know, there's internal struggles, man versus nature. It's really the quintessential struggle of our era. British people against their own mediocrity, I feel like, is the modern British struggle, if I have that correctly.
You probably do. I wouldn't know.
Is he American in the show?
No, that's
That's
you know
less
what?
realistic.
It's even worse because he used to be in London and he moved to Pittsburgh because that was better than living in London.
That is kind of sad.
Like it's kind of it's
I
wild.
feel like we're just taking a gigantic club and beating huge chunks of the globe with it for no reason. It doesn't help us at all.
What are you talking about? You're the one who said that Elf the musical could not be European because that implies that you did
Name the
something.
last European musical.
I can't.
You can't do it.
I can't.
Exactly. I can name multiple.
Besides
American-
Hamilton, if you're talking about they were
Are
Englishmen.
you going to tell me that Hamilton
They were Englishmen.
is a quintessential British?
It's about British citizens.
the entire.
It's about a lot of it's about British citizens. Up until a certain
The
point.
whole point of the
the
musical.
first act, they're still
No,
British citizens, correct?
no.
Are they not?
I
They're
would
citizens of the
say-
crown.
Okay. This is about Elf.
Wait, no, okay.
This is about
now
Elf.
I've gone too far.
This is about Elf, the movie, not the musical, by the same name.
Oh,
You know what
man.
you're seeing based off where you go see it. When you sit down at your TV, you watch the movie,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this is a good American Christmas movie.
and it is. And all jokes aside, it is distinctly American.
It is distinctly American.
It's in New York.
All jokes aside, to actually get into the movie.
Perfect. Yes,
to,
take it away.
To
Take it away.
actually talk about the film. Instead of just vaguely dunking on an entire continent of
We weren't
people.
vaguely. It wasn't. It may have been generalizing, but it wasn't vaguely. We were clearly doing it.
Okay, so the film opens with Buddy. He's an orphan in an orphanage. Santa comes, he drops off presents, which is very considerate of him. And
It's out of character for Santa.
we've always been told he goes house by house. He stops at institutions in the film. He's going above and beyond. You know?
What do you mean? Where is he stuck?
I'm just saying an orphanage is not a single family.
It's not where you would
dwelling.
think. Yeah, you wouldn't think about Santa going to an
Exactly.
orphanage.
He's probably also stopping at hospitals. You get the sense that Santa, he's very thorough. He's very comprehensive in this film.
Yeah.
He accidentally kidnaps Buddy, the human.
He's extremely thorough. Except for the
Well-
child in his bag.
And he's clearly, unless this was his last stop, which is possible. It's possible.
Very unlikely, but it is possible.
But he has a living creature in the bag. Doesn't notice. It's probably fine. Takes Buddy home. He's adopted by Papa Elf. And he grows up in the North Pole where he doesn't belong at all. Am I leaving anything out of the opening? I feel like people have seen the movie. They get the gist. They know the film.
I agree. I just had a weird question pop into my head. Does Buddy come out of the Santa's bag of gifts? Are there still gifts in the bag?
I remember there being gifts in the bag.
What does that mean?
It means that they're good at what they do. It means
They
that
made too many?
They made too many. They had a surplus.
That's
That's why they're still handing out
okay.
like Jack in the Box.
You don't think Santa Claus you don't think he visited a house and was like No.
Well, there are probably a couple kids who
Like, do you
got
think, like,
added to the naughty list
in
like
transit?
Christmas Eve.
or like while
Yeah.
he's flying around.
Yeah, like the parents are putting them
Like,
to bed.
they've
don't
already
wanna go
been
to
paid and
bed.
shipped, but
Yeah, putting the kids to bed. They don't want to go to bed. Tomorrow's Christmas.
you just see it's cancellation requests.
Bundling a bundle of energy. They're brimming with nervous energy, and they won't go to bed, and they get into a fight with their parents, and then Santa doesn't drop off gifts. It's just one of those things that Santa does.
Yeah. But he's very generous, right? Like, he's usually fairly forgiving.
No, he's not. That's the whole premise of the film.
Hold
he
on.
adopts Buddy the elf, and then Buddy finds out
Okay.
through. We'll circle back to stuff. He finds out he's a human through the incompetence of his elf coworkers, which is he finds out that he's a human way later than he should, and then the first thing that he does is he asks, do I have a human family? He does. His dad's on the naughty list. At no point is Santa like, well, he's on the naughty list, but it's not that big a deal.
Okay, but do you?
He's just on the naughty list.
What's this? What
It's
is
a big deal? Santa's not forgiving.
What is
He's
the
legalistic.
transgression? What is the first thing that Walter does whenever we're introduced to him? He literally takes books away from a nun
Yes.
who is trying.
Yes.
One of the most petty evil things you can imagine.
Okay.
And like that is used, and I immediately know who Walter Hobbs is, what kind of person that he is.
This is another thing. I've never understood that scene. Are they leasing the books?
Okay, yeah. See,
Are they
that
renting the
confused me
books?
for a long time. What happened?
I've never understood it.
What I think, but either I don't
And
know
they're
if they
books.
were,
You can't buy books, right? Like if it's Scrooge, you're evicting people.
unless this is
Makes
like,
sense. Housing's expensive. You can kick them out. They're books.
is this like a?
People donate books.
The only way this would make sense.
Libraries exist. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, the children love the books. They're books. You can go to the thrift store, ask for donations. It is Christmas. People are giving. This is something you can make up and very quickly.
Now,
I'm not saying he's on the nice list.
Unless
I'm just saying you can recover from this blow.
Did whatever church that this nun comes from, did they like commission a particular type of book as part of like their like a curriculum type of deal? And if that's the case, if there's even if it's not a particular one that they commission, it's just one of the books like, oh, we want a few hundred of these.
Right.
Is this one of the senior nuns? That like she's like there's thousands of books that they bought and they can't make the payments. So she's like one of the senior
It's possible.
members of leadership of this church who's having to work through this payment plan or
And
something.
another thing, so Walter, he's an important person at the company.
Yep.
Why is he seeing random people about minor business deals?
Well, I
What's
mean,
the
he's
deal?
the type of guy. He's the type of guy who like I'll take care of this myself and
He's-
just
No,
verbally beat the crap out of this
no,
nun.
He's constantly delegating to his secretary. He doesn't want to deal with stuff.
But Buddy walks right past the secretary and it's like, oh, I tried to stop him. Oh,
She tried to
whatever.
stop him because she knew he wouldn't be open to it because he's a busy guy.
Well, right.
He's very busy.
But I mean, he can't say no to a nun. You know what I mean? Okay, he can say
Walter does.
He can say no. He
he
can't
does
say
that.
no to not seeing her. He has to at least
That's fair.
make sure that he's good.
I'm just saying, Santa is a legalist. You're on the nice list. You're on the naughty
But
list.
Michael does some things that
There's-
aren't because I've always thought that they were trying to make Walter seem like not evil, but he's very petty
Yeah.
and like comically so. And it's as evil as you could be in a movie that's like a holiday movie where it's just it's not supposed to be taken seriously unless you make a counter argument otherwise. but Michael is he's on the verge of disrespectful multiple times, and he's getting in trouble, and
It's true.
So-
We don't have any indication that he's on the naughty list.
he's on the nice list. He gets a snowboard.
He does. But
So-
there's not a moral crisis. Saving Michael, it's not part of the plot. Not really.
No, but
Getting Walter on the nice list is part of the plot.
well, because he's on the naughty list. If Michael was on the naughty list, I would assume if
Right.
Buddy had found out later, I'm going to try to get him off too.
That's true.
Unless maybe Michael was on the naughty list, and as he works with Buddy, he gets on the nice list.
It's possible.
Because that's what happens with Walter. Although Walter doesn't get anything for Christmas.
It's a plot hole.
He's still. I don't know if it's a plot hole. It's just he had
plot hole.
already left the North Pole
You don't think
because his
him
dad was still a piece
reuniting
of crap.
with his
Whenever,
son is a good Christmas gift?
but Santa had already left
Who
The
sent,
warehouse.
No.
He had already left the warehouse
No,
by the time he reconciled with Buddy.
no. How did he get his son back?
What do you mean?
How did Walter get his son back? Santa Claus sent him his son. That's the gift.
Oh, okay. See,
So,
but he's on the naughty list. He's on the
but-
naughty list.
no,
He
but-
can't give gifts if he's on the
but-
naughty list.
See, that's the beauty of it. I thought Santa was a legalist, and I'm now realizing that Santa, in his infinite
No.
providence,
No,
foresaw
I think
that that the nice list was inevitable for Walter. He'd predestined him for the nice list. So he sent him the gift in advance, knowing that he would receive it.
So he.
He was predestined for the nice list.
Yeah, but
what I'm
the gift
saying.
the gift still landed before he was on the nice list.
It did, but the gift...
He broke his own rules. He's a Bakun
it's-
anarchist.
No,
He
that's
just
a stretch. There are other people who break rules. There are
he
other people who
broke.
break rules.
Santa Claus is not supposed to break his own rules.
He doesn't.
He gave him a gift.
No.
With your
No.
argument, he gave him a gift.
He did.
Before he was on the nice list.
But giving him the gift is what put him on the nice list.
That's not how Santa Claus works.
You're
The
on
whole
the
point.
nice list by grace because you are elected. You cannot get onto the nice list by your own actions.
See-
It's only through the gift of Santa Claus that you
No.
are put onto the nice list.
No, because
Santa determines who's on the list. He's checked it twice.
so look,
Here-
this goes back to a classic age-old argument. Is this a grace-based or a works-based type of system? My understanding about Santa Claus is that he operates on a works-based system
Yes.
where you if you act good and you behave all year,
Right.
then you can get on the nice list and stay on the nice list, and then
sure.
you get the reward.
Yeah.
Not a grace-based mentality
But-
where oh well, in his case we can have an exception because he's family, nepotism.
But-
He's family.
No.
We can have an
no,
exception
he's
for this
not
rule.
Santa's family.
But he's Buddy's family.
He's Buddy's family, but Buddy he's a coworker.
I mean, that's a
Coworker's-
stretch.
Coworker's dad. Is that nepotism? That feels a bit.
It's
of
not a
stretch.
well, it's one
And
of his employees.
It's not grace necessary. So the grace
It is
in
grace.
receiving the Christmas
He
gift.
got something he didn't deserve.
Christmas gift, which is his son, and the son puts him in circumstances that push him towards certain actions, which push him onto being onto the nice list. So Santa provided the opportunity for growth through the gift, which made Walter worthy of receiving said gift.
That's what you just explained what grace is.
No.
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
the grace motivates his works.
Well, I know.
The
I know.
grace is given in anticipation of the works following, proceeding from the gift.
Right. That's Jesus.
Which is elf.
That's what Jesus does.
Which is
but Santa Claus.
talking about
but
Santa Claus.
Okay, we're not talking
in
about
the-
Jesus.
The movie, not the musical.
But,
Elf.
okay, so in
it's
the
different in the
musical-
musical.
okay.
I don't know how it works in the film. Elf.
No,
I think Santa.
Okay.
He's more benevolent than I anticipated.
Well, I just think in every iteration of Santa Claus, it was you're on the naughty and nice list.
Yes.
He makes sure to check it twice. Why in the world is he checking it twice if he's like, I'll make an exception
Because it changes.
here. I'll
No,
make an exception
no,
here.
it
I'll make an exception
changes.
here.
He checks it once to see who he needs to reach out to.
So in Q1, he checks it.
He checks it the second time to
Okay.
update the people who he provided with opportunities.
Does he check it?
He
Because there has to be some sort
He very
of production and
clearly
handling time.
checks it twice.
No.
That's in the
I'm
song.
saying no. I know he checks it twice. Oh, I know he checks. I know he checks it twice. It's just a matter of what if he checks it twice. Is he checking it? Are there people that are considered? I'm just thinking purely from a production standpoint. Is there people who's considered safe bets? These people are going to get their gifts no matter what because these are nice people. They've been
Yeah.
reliable customers for the past 10 years, so we're going to go ahead and make their gifts and prep those orders. But there's these people who keep going back and forth and back and forth. So when does he check it? Does he check it like in October? Does he check it like the first time in like July where he takes like 6 months and he's like, just let things play out?
Yeah.
He checks it once in July and then he checks it again in November. What happens between the time he checks it twice and the time that they go to ship the orders?
That's why he ends up with some gifts still in the bag when he comes home at the opening of the film.
Because he gets the cancellation request
the
across his
cancellation.
dashboard. Yeah,
Exactly.
he's like, hey, dude,
Exactly.
this one you gotta. Do you think they donate him to the Salvation Army or Toys for Tots or something?
I don't.
You don't think they do?
I don't think they do.
Because Because that would be awesome because they're already wrapped, so the kids can just unwrap them.
We see the nun complaining that there are no books. Santa has books.
Do you
He's clearly not donating them.
think
Be very careful with whatever you're about to say, please.
we can move on?
So Buddy finds out that he's a human being. He's a human being. He's not an elf. This film, it has a lot of world building unnecessarily.
I agree with
opening to
that.
the film, there's wood elves, there's trolls, there's claymation snow creatures. It's like there's a lot going on here. And the film just overwhelmingly says, like, yeah, that's here for a second. It's here for a gag. It's here for a joke. It pays off. I mean, it creates a sense of whimsy. You know, you really get the sense of the world that Buddy's been shaped by, that he's lived in. It's shaped him into a very whimsical, very positive, very non-confrontational, non-aggressive person. And so in that sense, I guess maybe it's not as unnecessary as it first seems. It reveals a lot about Buddy, you know, by osmosis. He's picked up whimsical aspects of this world, whereas Walter, you know, he's in New York. It's very cynical. It's very down to earth, very business-minded. People in New York are not renowned for their, you know, Midwest pleasantries. They're known as being gruff. They're known as being direct. They'll push you. They'll tell you to stop. They don't beat around the bush. You know, the stereotype is that East Coasters, they're very direct, very harsh.
And that's his father epitomized.
Exactly. And so there's a good divide between Buddy's world and Walter's world, and the two as characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good contrast. It all seems very intentional, in the way that they're creating the world. But there are multiple things. I mean, like the Norwal and everything that happens in the North Pole that you don't see again.
Yeah.
You don't really see the North Pole again after he goes to New York.
It's true.
You see the room where Papa Elf is telling the story at the very end, but it's just gone. They don't ever return to it, which feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Christmas movie. What am I gonna do? Like it did its job.
Yeah,
the North Pole did its job.
Yeah, the point is that you carry the spirit of Christmas into the real world. You know, I think that's the gist they're going for. He goes back, he lives there. But
So, okay,
he,
this is an interesting
he ventures
question.
into New York.
Is Buddy on the nice and naughty list?
Oh, he's on the nice
He's got to
list.
be. He's got to be,
He
right?
has to be. I
But
imagine
right,
if
but-
you're on
but-
the naughty list, you get kicked off the assembly line.
But I'm saying, like, what was do the elves get toys?
Surely.
I mean, do they though?
We see evidence of that. We see Buddy getting gifts when he's younger.
Oh, you're right.
He has a tricycle.
You're right.
He gets gifts.
Is that on his birthday or is that on Christmas?
If you're an elf, aren't they the same thing?
They're not all born on December 25th. What
I
do you
think
mean?
it's a big enough holiday that it wraps all the others into it. They spend every day preparing for it.
So they just celebrate everyone's everything
think-
during the off season, which is like
Yes.
the 25th on.
I think it subsumes every other celebratory event.
Huh. Okay. So it's like
I think
it's
birthdays are de-emphasized.
it's an Elvian calendar, if you will,
Right.
where they celebrate everything in one big
Yes.
party.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how I think it works.
Okay. That's kind of confusing for HR reasons, but that's fine. As far as like, you know, you put your employees on the same list as your customers whenever they get gifts. Like, do the elves value different things?
If you are an elf and you know you're on the naughty list, are you going to make good toys?
No,
Exactly.
but does that imply
You're not going to do it.
does that imply layoffs, firings? I mean,
It
or-
implies
or elf jail?
expulsions. Elf jail, exile. You know, you kicked out of the society.
so where do they hold them? And he can't exile.
But that's why
them.
we see the wood elves. They go bake cookies or something. Or the
Okay,
little cobblers.
But that was a whole.
there are other fields.
Yeah. So does he just send all the elves that don't make the cut to the wood elves?
Yeah, probably.
So why not send Buddy to the wood elves?
Because
Because of nepotism. That's the only
Never mind,
explanation. That's
never
the only
mind.
explanation.
Yeah,
Okay.
nepotism, it's alive and well.
Okay. So
I think this brings a good opportunity. Papa Elf and Buddy, they have a good relationship.
yeah, on the whole, besides him lying to him his whole life.
It's
very forgiving.
It's an understandable lie. There's a lot of lies like that in the movie. I think one of the big themes throughout the movie is truth versus lies. Papa Elf, he doesn't tell Buddy, first off, that he's not an elf, and second, that he's adopted. I think that's understandable, especially if you're a single father, and you have one kid. I think you're going to be very anxious to not drive away your kid.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's a very human element to their dynamic. No pun intended. No pun intended. I just mean there's warmth, there's depth there. And Buddy makes it abundantly clear that he's not leaving because he doesn't like his dad. He does like Papa Elf, but he wants to go, and he wants to meet his biological dad. He wants to go into a place where there's people like him. He wants to venture into the real world. So it's all these different things. It's maturity, it's truth, it's heritage. It's this, complex feelings of adoption, of being part of one family that chose you, and then your biological family. People deal with that in different ways depending on the circumstances. But Buddy, he's a product of that. He's developed out of it. And so it's this journey of self-discovery. I think the opening of the film is comedic, but it does tie together all these disparate ideas very coherently.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's something that the movie does well, if I can say that.
I feel like I've seen the movie so many times. I stopped thinking of it as a movie. I was just like, oh, yeah, I know the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the scene.
Yeah, it's like different portraits or something that I can
Right.
separate and just be like, oh, yeah, it's a scene from Elf. Okay, I feel like I could never have to watch this again.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I can
that's
just
the
play it over my
entire
head.
Elf experience. Just the whole time, I'm like, oh, this is a scene from Elf.
Is it uniquely Elf? Is there another Christmas movie that's like this? Like, I've seen The Polar Express a lot.
No.
Like, I've seen a ton. But Elf just so unique.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's more funny than the other ones. Stuff like Rudolph or The Polar Express. Like, they might be Christmas movies. They might be iconic, but they're not funny.
Mm-mm.
Elf, you can reference it. I think that's influential.
You're probably right. So, Buddy goes to New York.
He does.
And
The most American place.
the most American place.
In
The most
America.
opposite of him, like we talked about.
Exactly.
And then they just have the whole department store thing where he meets Jovi.
Yes.
And he gets a job somehow because apparently you could just do that.
Yeah, he doesn't have an ID. He doesn't have an address. Really goes to show you how far things have gone downhill.
Yeah. No.
In the past, you could walk up and just get a job. Now, you have to undergo weeks, back and forth, interviews, background checks, proof of address. He gets a job instantly. He's hired. I guess he's probably not on payroll.
No, well,
He
the whole
just
reason
shows
why
He's
he
there for like
gets
3 days. They think he already works there.
they think he already works there.
Never mind.
That's what happened.
It's always been awful.
Which tells you that they have such high turnover. Because the manager of the department
True.
store with all the Christmas people, all the people dressed as like Christmas elves and
Yeah.
stuff, he didn't even know that there was this dude starting, and he assumes he's been working for a while because
true.
he thinks he's on or should be working.
He's seasonal. Got a lot of seasonal help. I like the scenes of Buddy the Elf. He's in New York for the first time. He doesn't know how anything works, and he's figuring it out. And he arrives in the city through the tunnel. He really just stumbles his way all the way into getting this job.
Yeah. Which is what separates him from this generation. You know what I mean?
Not where I'm going with that at all.
What are you talking about? That's the most boomer take you can imagine. Like that's like they'd be like, look, he did it.
The problem
First time in America, and he figured it out.
Works the job
My
for-
grandson downstairs can't figure it out.
He works the job for like 3 days. Mind you, he then gets arrested and
True.
goes to jail. So
Well,
young people probably shouldn't be doing that.
but
either.
that's more of like a
for aggravated
a
assault.
rich dad. His dad bailed him out.
Gets a job in
His
the
dad,
mail
who's never
room.
there. His dad, who's never around, but he's always there to bail out his son. Like it's more of like the party boy type of thing because of the status of his father, rather than. Yeah.
You know what? One thing that I think makes this film really iconic is I think, sincerely, Buddy, so we've talked about the Hunger Games, right? And we talked about the Hunger Games is a very versatile metaphor because it's just specific enough that you can generalize it to other things, but it's vague enough that a lot of people can see different things in it. So it occupies the space between specificity and vagueness for it to be general. I think Buddy does that as well. He is kind of the quintessential fish out of water. Everyone has been at a point in their life where they haven't known how to act in a social situation, or around a group of people, or at a new job, or in a new culture, or in a new city. Buddy
Or in a romantic relationship.
Exactly. Or with your parents or your siblings. He covers all of these bases. And I think it lends him a lot of likability, a lot of relatability. There's always something people can see in him. You know, the stuff he's doing might be absurd. Like getting all the gum off of the railing in the subway. Stuff like that. Following the little traffic lines, hopping across them, getting the free flyers from, outdoor workers. But there's just enough relatability in it.
Well, it's diffused by the fact that what would happen, like I would think, what would happen if I did something like that? I'd be incredibly embarrassed. But he's never embarrassed.
Yeah.
So it's just funny.
Yes.
So you don't even get to the point where it's like, oh, what if I did this?
Yeah.
And like, what would the consequences be? It's just, oh, this is funny. But I've been there. Like, I've been in a situation similar to this. But he doesn't have any of the consequences because he doesn't let people get to him.
It's true.
Unless it's his dad at the very end. But
but that's the heart of the film.
Right.
It's the heart of the film is that he's boundlessly confident. He's optimistic. Some comedy relishes in putting characters in awkward scenarios and just lingering with it. You see that a lot with like the Napoleon Dynamite style of teenage comedy, where it's like, oh, isn't this person awkward? And they know that they're awkward, and the humor comes from everyone's really awkward, and they're keenly aware of it. You see it with sitcoms too, where they'll put them in a weird situation and they'll keep escalating it to the point of absurdity, and you're just mortified the whole time.
It's just Seinfeld. That's the whole entirety of the show Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, and they're mortified by it, and they talk about how mortified they are by it. Oh, this thing happened to me and it was awful. Buddy never does that.
No.
And I think it makes it distinct from other types of comedy that we see consistently. I think that's part of the movie's enduring appeal, is that it's mortifying, but it's positive. And so it's a good way for people to work through those feelings, or play around with those feelings of, what if I was in an embarrassing social situation? How would I handle it? And the answer is reassuring. It's like, oh, well, I wouldn't care. So it's absurd, it's funny, it's relatable. I think that goes a long way for Buddy as a character and the movie as a whole.
What do you think
it works?
What do you think that it's not trying? I don't think it's trying to do any of this commentary, but it is. What do you think it's trying to? The point it's trying to make about the balance between self-awareness and confidence? Because he's just unabashedly confident.
Yeah,
he has zero self-awareness.
I mean, I think
and a lot of people err on the complete opposite side, and they're so self-aware they're not confident about themselves in any way. Whereas a lot of people have a good balance, that they're confident because they have some level of self-awareness, which means they know how they fit into society.
Yeah.
But he had that whenever he was at the North Pole. He was underperforming everybody, and he was taller than everybody, he had deeper voice than everybody, but he kind of knew how he fit in, but he always knew something was off. But like,
yeah.
Having enough self-awareness is good so that you know how you fit in, and that can help give you more confidence.
I think it's a radically optimistic movie.
Yeah.
His scenes with Michael, he's worried about what his friends will think of him. He has bullies to worry about. Even his scenes with Jovi, she's very depressed. She's cynical, I guess is a better word for it. She has issues with the water at her apartment, with the power. She has issues with her coworkers. She doesn't have any real ambitions in life. He just has this wonderfully positive effect on them through his boundless confidence. So, I mean, I think there's issues with self-awareness, but I think his effect on people is overwhelmingly positive. His scene in the end of the film, where Walter's really digging into him after he ruins the ghost-written book deal, which is the climax of the film, essentially.
Oh, yeah, kind of. There's a Central Park chase.
It's close to it.
Yeah.
I mean, self-awareness in the film is almost positioned as a bad thing because it brings people to despair.
Well, because
consistently,
insecurity is what makes it seem like why Walter lives the life that he lives.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid of losing his job. And he has to perform, and he has to make his bosses happy.
Yeah.
And so whenever they're having the meeting with Miles Finch, everyone in the room is insecure. There's multiple points where they
which is the irony of the scene again. Yes.
Right. But they're all like they either say some of the writers say something stupid and they immediately realize that they shouldn't have said that and they're insecure and because they're with somebody who's like one of their their heroes for them.
Yeah.
And so like all the other characters like Jovi even to some degree is insecure whenever he's in the bathroom while she's showering, which is wild. That is in there. But like they're all the characters, like you're saying, Michael. Most of the main characters are insecure, and Buddy just isn't.
Yeah,
and that's part of what separates him.
And his self-awareness, it brings him to despair. He flees Walter at the end of the film. He goes through this depression until he gets to Santa, and then he's spreading Christmas cheer. And so again, it's you might encounter things that other people tell you or that you realize about yourself that make you depressed. But you need to be able to bounce back from that. You need to be boundlessly optimistic. You need to be able to make other people optimistic too. It's a good holiday message. It's a good general message. You should be making a positive impact on the lives of other people. I think, and everyone gets there at the end of the film. All these cynical, selfish people, not selfish in like a negative, I guess just inwardly focused people. They all find a way to contribute meaningfully to the lives of other people in some small way. Which is what enables Santa's sled to fly, which is what enables him to work through the naughty and nice list and get everyone those surplus toys if they deserve them through predestination.
I want to get to the jeez. I want to get to the end of the movie because I think that's where a lot of the interesting stuff happens.
Yeah.
But in the middle of the movie is just him like finding his dad and just being with his family.
Yeah.
And like trying to work out that dynamic. Is there anything in particular you want to talk about with that dynamic between Walter and Buddy up until the climax whenever Walter loses it on him?
There's one thing that's always struck me when I watched the film. So, Walter, he doesn't know that he has Buddy as a son. He's very surprised by it. He denies it. He goes through the stages of grief, essentially. He denies it. He's angry. He's bargaining. He takes him to the DNA test. He tries to negotiate it with the doctor, and then he comes to accept it. You see him mention it to his wife, and they're talking about it while they're coming out of the elevator. And so that implies that he's just in the elevator with his wife, and he's like, hey, by the way. Before we get upstairs, there's something I thought you should know. I do have another son, by the way. And he's upstairs. And he's a little mentally unhinged.
Dude.
And her reaction has always been the funniest thing to me. Because she's clearly pissed. And she just can't express it at all.
Like, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on. You think
that you have another son?
So you take that as she's mad. You've always taken that as she's mad?
I've always taken it as this weird mix between like mad and just flabbergasted.
No, I thought
she's always been.
She was like one of the most chill people. Like,
just so
on
on
board
positive.
with it.
It more is just maybe mad isn't the right word. I guess flabbergasted is closer to the word I'm trying to say. Just shocked, just stunned. I guess she's not terribly mad, but I've always imagined you would be pissed by that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, sorry, we have another person we have to take care of full time.
But he's 30
with no employment
years old.
prospects, no marketable skills other than completely renovating an entire floor.
No, hold on.
Like an hour.
Before she walks in. No.
Professional toy maker, interior decorator, Buddy the elf.
Before she walks into the house, she has no clue about any of this.
It's true.
She thinks he's overreacting. She literally says that and then opens the door.
I've never understood her reaction. I've never understood. It gets so. It's confused. It's stunned. It's maybe mad. It's maybe positive. It's just.
She's always so like. Do you think it's?
It's always struck me as unrealistic.
Do you find her like patronizing?
Maybe a
at
little.
multiple points in the movie because like you're talking about the elevator. Whenever Buddy makes her lunch, like she's talking to him like he's a child.
It's not unreasonable.
Like right. But
let's cut her some slack for that one.
I know, but I'm just trying to think because I had always taken it as she's just super chill and she's just playing along, like at dinner with all the ridiculousness happening. It's like she's so okay with this.
It's never made sense to me.
Okay,
I think if your partner walks up to you and you're walking into the apartment, you're in the elevator. They're like, hey, just so you know, yeah, I have a kid. They're 30 and they're upstairs.
Well, by that point,
I'd be pissed.
Hold on.
Personally. I think not unreasonably so.
by that point, it's been days
It's been a while.
because he waits until he got the DNA test.
Again, not unreasonably.
I understand, but to not even tell her at all, hey, I had a crazy day at work. This guy came in and said that he was my
That's true.
son.
Goes back to the theme we were talking about earlier, truth versus lies. Is he waits to tell the truth. He lies by
So
omission.
then there's still, yeah, lies by, well, yeah. Are you lying by omission if it's just not the right time?
No.
Okay.
I feel like, hey, I have a kid. Hey, this crazy guy came up to me at work and announced to my entire office that he's my kid.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, it is implied that he doesn't talk to them because he takes his food
I
into
don't-
the office and doesn't really talk.
If somebody came into the office and barged into your boss's office and were like, hey, I'm your son, and then they're escorted out by security, you'd have to mention that.
Oh,
to the
I'd tell
team.
my wife for sure.
You'd have to mention it to your spouse. You'd have to mention it to the team of like, hey, everyone, that guy's not my son. Don't worry about it. Which is so crazy because then he starts taking Buddy to work. That is insane. And the coworkers are fine. His wife is fine with it. I get the movie doesn't care. Those reactions,
it's a
they've
Christmas
always
movie.
bugged me.
It's
Maybe
a
I
Christmas
probably
movie.
am just reading anger or frustration into some of these scenes. I'm projecting what I think they should feel onto their performances rather than it being in the text itself. But my goodness, it has always been the funniest thing to me.
You think she's just passive aggressive?
Maybe a little.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe I'm gonna watch the scene differently from now on.
I've
I had
always been like,
just
oh, I would
thought-
be pissed.
I'd always just thought, well, yeah, I had always thought, like, yeah, I would be upset, but she's not, and that's crazy. That she's just fine with everything.
That's fair.
Him destroying the bookshelf and making a horse out of it.
It's a marketable
First of
skill,
all,
I guess.
incredible.
Yeah, he's a carpenter. He could do that professionally.
Okay, yeah,
Okay. Yep. I see it.
I
see
see
it.
I see
I
it.
see it.
I see
Okay.
it.
Okay. This is working. This is working out.
Yeah. Okay. So they're at Walter's company. It seems like they're on the rocks a little bit
Yeah.
because Walter greenlights them printing a book, missing a couple pages.
The last couple pages.
The last couple pages. And he's signed off on it, which means whenever the big boss comes in and sees his signature, he knows that he's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes his insecurities and his worries about losing his job increase. So he's going to work on Christmas Eve. And so that kind of feeds into everything. And so they bring in a ghostwriter to write a book right at the finish line in order to get it done before Christmas, before Q4 ends or whatever. All this is happening, and Buddy is just running away from a mad Santa Claus at his job, or at Jovi's job, whatever. He comes back, which is crazy because that means he came back to work. So, because he stayed the night.
He
stayed the night.
He fights the Santa. He gets arrested. He gets bailed out, and then he
Yes.
goes back.
Yeah. Dude, which honestly, baller move.
That
He doesn't even know it. He doesn't even
That's
know it, but
true.
that's one of the most, like you got to know the manager had to respect it. Like,
he did
man.
show him who's boss.
Man, like I don't scare him at all. At all? Really? Like, that's got to intimidate the manager to some degree. And you don't ever see him. Well, you do see him again whenever they're singing at the end, but
Yeah.
but yeah, and then there's the mailroom, and he's having that conversation with that guy who's
Again, he
somehow
brings-
28 years old.
He brings joy to the cynics.
Does he say? Does that
He
guy
reinvigorates
seriously?
them.
Does that guy seriously say he's 28 years old?
I have no idea.
I always remember.
I'm not remembering that.
That may be. This is a crazy statement. That may be one of the funniest scenes. That may be my favorite scene of the whole movie. That guy's clearly not 28 years old. He's like, I'm 28 years old, but he's like, you're young. You're so young.
Mailroom 28, though.
He's like 40 something. Like it's clearly, he's clearly not what he says.
Right.
And they just move on. Anyway, it's such a small thing, but yeah. And so like everywhere Buddy goes, he impacts the room.
Yeah.
he impacts people. What seems like for long term.
Yeah.
Because they act noticeably different.
It's transformative.
After it is transformative.
Yes.
Yeah. And not much else happens until like, you know, he goes on the date with Jovi, and then he interrupts the meeting with the writer, and then Walter just absolutely loses it.
So this is a brief tangent.
Oh, it doesn't have to be brief.
It doesn't have to be. This is a brief tangent podcast.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
It has always struck me as uniquely pathetic to have somebody ghostwrite your children's picture book.
Because
you already have somebody else doing the illustrations. What do you mean?
I have not thought about it until just now. I'm not even lying to you.
It is worse to me than the leasing books to the nun. It's like, it does not work like this. There's no way that this is the dynamic.
Especially whenever...
There's no way. I get it. But it's always struck me as just uniquely pathetic.
It's the name recognition that does it. It's that this guy is one of the most prolific children's books writers of all time.
Right.
Which to be a uniquely children's book writer again and not do anything else is kind of.
I'm not devaluing the work people put into this.
I'm not saying that either.
But it's a children's book,
right?
If you're not a celebrity writing a memoir.
So wait, is he ghostwriting it?
Ghostwriter, and they're like stringing your thoughts together.
Are they hiring him to make a book? Are they putting someone else's name on it?
I think they're putting. He's a ghostwriter. They want Miles Finch to write it and then put somebody else's name on it. Because they pitched the idea, you know, he's in the writing room and the other two guys are pitching him ideas. And they're like, what if we brought in a ghostwriter? It's like, why would you do that? Why? I'm overthinking this considerably.
That's what we do.
It is.
It's what we do.
That is in the intro of the podcast.
Yep. That's what we do.
I'm just saying, it is a children's book, man. You know, I think of the greatest children's books from my childhood. You can write them in an hour. You can't do the illustrations for them in an hour, but you can write them in an hour. I'm just saying, I think...
Yeah, how are they going to have this thing done if they have to commission the illustrations, like, on the 24th?
Yeah. Do they have, like, just illustrators in a room somewhere? They just throw the draft in?
Unless the guy just wanted... Did they just want the concept before the end of the year? That's what it seemed like. He flew in to hear the pitch.
He needs to pitch it to his boss to... get him. Well, and then the plan is they steal Finch's pitch book, and they're planning on pitching one of those ideas, which is insane. Because
that's a legal nightmare.
Right.
That is a legal that is a
Well, Walter got into hot water over printing a book with missing pages, which is egregious. You know, that's a problem. But to steal another person's concept, beat for beat, that's plagiarism, which is almost certainly going to get you fired from your high-profile publishing position.
Especially whenever the guy didn't even do anything. Like, he didn't do anything that was like, oh, that is completely absurd. Like, this person walked into this room and was just insulting him multiple times. And he overreacted, sure.
Yeah.
But it's not like he was being, like, completely ridiculous only by himself and hasn't been wronged at all. And so you're like, okay, that guy was a jerk. We're just going to steal his stuff.
Still, though, that's a legal nightmare. What if he has another notebook that he has that written in? What if he has a draft? What if he's mentioned it to other people? What if he's patented some of these or trademarked some of these titles?
He could have, but that's a
legal nightmare.
That's part of, you have two things happening near the end of Walter's evil arc. You have him yelling at his son for ruining everything and tells him to literally get out of his life.
Yeah.
And then we're going to plagiarize this other guy's book. That's the pinnacle.
It's true.
Like, that's it.
And he does avoid that. He repents. He has his crisis moment. He goes and he meets with his son, and then they write books together. Presumably, you know, Buddy's doing material and somebody else is doing illustrations. Or he's doing illustrations. I'm not sure. And so there's this redemptive turn away from plagiarism at the end of the film.
What if Walter doing that was just naked greed? Like, just it's like printing his own money. Like he
He just
he just knows.
He
He realizes after he's like, look, I got this kid for at least another 5 years because he's like 13 or 14.
right.
I gotta stand by him, whatever. But then he goes after Buddy and he's like, wait a second. I can make some serious dough if I find this guy. Like if I can track this dude down, we're gonna make some serious cash. He was just an entrepreneur.
It's true.
And he just needed him for his convenience.
Do you think that is a commentary
On who in particular?
Well,
What in particular?
the possibility that Walter's turn towards his son and towards moral behavior just so happens to be the path that also makes him a lot of money? Do you think that's a statement on how we equate morality with profitability?
Well, I mean, before what the movie's trying to say is that he didn't know he was going to make a ton of money. He said no to a ton of money in order.
Well, but it's like
to do the moral thing.
It's this Job thing where you do the right thing even when you have nothing, and then it makes you money in the long run. So it's like it's a prosperity gospel.
Prosperity gospel
of the nice list.
Being
on the naughty list might make you money in the short term.
Being on the nice list
makes you money long term.
So you're saying the movie's telling us that all billionaires are on the nice list.
I'm saying
because they made a lot of money.
Is that the movie's commentary?
Is it?
What does it mean when the character's acting well still makes them a lot of money long term?
I wonder if Santa thinks about it in those terms.
No character makes a moral action and then is poorer at the end of the film.
That's true.
That's noteworthy. It's not a Wonderful Life where the community comes together and decides to help one person. It's like everyone's in a better place at the end of the film. Is that because of positivity or profitability? They're all richer at the end of the film.
That's true.
Know.
Do you think that could have been the Elf 2 sequel? Where Elf gets corrupted.
His long bankruptcy.
He flew too close to the sun. He wrote one too many books.
He has to rediscover his optimism.
Yeah.
His positivity. I think the film's fine. I don't think it's making that comment. But I like exploring the concept.
I do too. I do too. It'd be incredible if that's what they were saying. Because you're right, nobody's worse off.
Everyone's
for doing the right
off.
thing.
And yeah, he makes a positive impact on everybody. But nobody's poorer at the end of the film.
Well, do you think that Buddy's confidence bled over into Walter for him to be confident enough to start his own publishing company? Because I would imagine that would be. I mean, having angered one of the giants, assumingly, if they can afford a skyscraper or a place in a skyscraper in New York City, and then to go back into the printing business, the publishing business.
It's true.
I don't know. Maybe he always wanted to, but Buddy was the thing that kind of pushed him over the edge. That no, I can do this. Buddy did that. I can do this.
Well, and we see the picture of him, and he's younger, and he's playing the guitar, so you get the sense that he's a creative person who has been funneled into a corporate desk job.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah, there's this idea in which he's bringing freedom, he's bringing creativity, bringing passion for life again. I think that it's just, yeah. You go ahead.
Well, this isn't going to go anywhere, but they don't talk about his mom at all.
No, he never grapples with it.
So we're kind of left with what we've been saying. We're left thinking that he got everything from his dad.
It's true.
In the sense that everything about Buddy is viewed in terms of his relationship with his dad, his creativity, his confidence, all that kind of stuff. His dad he's just been corrupted by, he experienced serious loss, and then the daily grind of the 9 to 5 has whittled away his confidence and his passion that he used to have. Which was we're getting that from one photo, and then at the end of the movie, whenever he is kind of being more creative, because he's playing the piano with Jovi, and she's singing the song at the end and all that stuff. So, but they don't talk about his mom.
Do you think that the film overemphasizes the roles of fathers in the lives of their children at the expense of their mothers?
Well, yeah, that was going to say that would be, it would imply that it is a detriment to the mother's role.
Because Michael,
and does a lack of emphasis devalue the mother's role? It's like I don't know.
I feel like it might a little bit
because he doesn't have a mother in the North Pole.
No, He's a
He
single
only
dad.
he has 3 father figures.
Santa, there's not a Mrs. Claus. He
Right.
functions as a single dad. Papa Elf functions as a single dad. Michael blows off his mom all the time. She tells him, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. And he's like, well, Dad's doing it. And so you get the sense that Michael takes his cues from his dad, that, Walter's bad behavior bleeds over into his son. Even at the end of the film, when in the long term, Buddy and Jovi get together, but you get the sense that Buddy is the one determining things about their life. They live in the North Pole. They wear North Pole clothes. You can argue that the film just has this weird perpetual strain of anti-feminism.
Now that you mention it.
Just now putting this together.
Yeah. No,
There are no impactful female characters in this story, is what it boils down to.
Not really.
There's Walter's wife, who, like I said, does not have the most realistic reactions to some of these things. And then there's Jovi, who's a cynic and who comes around. But, she does go on a date with a guy who does a lot of creepy things.
Yeah.
Stuff that would get him kicked out or arrested.
Well, and so
in normal
the counter argument,
circumstances. But he's a bit childish.
yes.
But then that in itself, it's a weird dynamic where this woman goes for this very childish guy who's just optimistic, but he's not mature. He's not taking life seriously.
well, the
But
counter
he's positive and he's fun. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
The counter argument would be that Jovi and him do fall in love.
Yes.
And him falling in love, it does cause a rift between him and his dad.
Yeah.
Does his love for Jovi change Buddy at all? I don't think it does.
Ooh, see, I think it does.
I don't think it does.
Because
I
what
don't
motivates him to go talk to his dad in the first place. Why he interrupts the meeting.
Okay, but that is like that.
profound.
He could have interrupted the meeting for any number of reasons. He's interrupted his dad multiple times throughout the movie with ridiculousness. He interrupts an important phone call with the ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Because he's causing havoc in the mailroom, where he gets arrested, or he calls him whenever he walked downstairs after leaving the apartment, talking to him about the heater.
Yeah.
So Buddy acts the same. Jovi doesn't impact him before the climax of the film. He's still Buddy.
Yeah.
He is. If anything, his dad yelling at him is what almost breaks him, because he walks away and he's just aimlessly wandering around.
It's true.
Like, he's still exuberant. He's still confident. He acts a little shy around Jovi because he's out of his element a little bit, but he acts that way to some degree, where he's like hesitantly or cautiously optimistic whenever he's walking around New York.
Yeah.
Like someone, like whenever he tries to take the flyers and like throw them at him or something, like he like recoils and stuff, but then he's fine like a minute later. So like he does like barge in and say that he's in love, and they have that whole scene with her and everything. I'm not saying it's not important, but he doesn't seem to have an immediate impact on what he does for the rest of the film.
Well, and so Buddy leaves the North Pole. He goes to New York. And then when he's in New York, he spends a lot of his time just searching for Santa. He stops the guy in the red tracksuit that he thinks is Santa. He goes to the mall and meets with who he thinks is Santa. That's why he gets into the fight in the first place. He has the argument with his dad. He leaves. And what breaks him out of his fog is meeting Santa. And so it's meeting this surrogate father, this patriarchal figure of the North Pole.
And then why is he looking for Santa? My thought...
He's like a father figure.
Well, my thought is that he's like, Santa, I made it to New York. Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah.
He just saw it.
Yeah.
He hasn't met his dad. He hasn't completed the mission. But I made it from the North Pole to New York.
Yeah.
He's looking for that dad.
Well, and even then in the scenes when he goes with Walter to the office and he wears the suit and he repeats all the words after him and he sits in the office and he's being himself and being disruptive to this workplace environment, there's this continual thread of it's like, oh, I want to be impressive. I want my dad to be proud of me. I want my father figure to be proud of me. Continues throughout the film.
I think, if anything, it emphasizes the absence of a mother figure. Because he had Papa Elf for 30 years.
Yeah.
That wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Because he's still searching for Santa. He's still searching for his dad. Because he just keeps chasing after this impossible standard in his mind where I have to be like dad. I have to be, whatever. He doesn't have mom to help balance it out.
Yeah.
And to help kind of nurture him and, maybe see him in a different way to help him through that. Because he is chasing his father figures for the rest of the movie. He had a stable father figure for 30 years.
Yeah, and it's not enough.
Unless he subconsciously blames him for lying to him. And so that's kind of worn down that image of Papa Elf. So I don't know.
Yeah, it is this weird thread throughout the film. I mean,
Yeah.
you can argue that it's just a film about fatherhood. It's just a father and son film. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But there is a lack of examination on motherhood in the film. There's one mother. There's a notable absence of female figures. Papa Elf doesn't have a partner. Santa, there's no Mrs. Claus. Buddy's an orphan.
That is crazy now that you mention it.
Isn't it weird?
Mrs. Claus is an existing cultural figure, and they intentionally didn't put her in there. Papa Elf isn't married to Mama Elf.
Yeah. It's continual. Well, and Buddy, he doesn't ever meet his real. His biological mom.
Yeah.
He never meets her. Isn't she dead? That's always been the subtext of the film.
I think so.
I think it's explicit. I can't remember if it's subtext.
Yeah, they mentioned. I thought they mentioned it.
I think it's explicit.
She's dead.
It's notable. I don't know. It's this weird current throughout the film. It is very, very odd.
Yeah, I've learned things that I didn't think I could learn anything else about this movie, but I'm viewing it differently the next time I watch it.
Here's an angle we haven't explored the film through yet.
Okay.
This film is directed by Jon Favreau.
I knew we were going to get to this. I was like,
a man famous for his many positive portrayals of women in stories.
Like Iron Man.
Exactly. Iron Man 2. Jon Favreau, where he wrote himself into a film where he's beat up and put into a headlock by the most attractive actress he can find. Would Jon Favreau, would he ever act in a way that's anti-feminist, do you think?
Well, let alone 20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Jon
Favreau from 20 years ago.
Jon Favreau from 20 years ago. We know what he did 5-10 years ago.
It's true.
20 years ago?
I
don't know.
Are you telling me that The Mandalorian and Grogu is not going to be shown in feminist film theory classes?
No, I think Din Djarin is going to get shot in the head, and they're going to replace him with Bo-Katan because he's trying to make up for lost time. Jon Favreau's trying to make up for...
Okay, first off, that's The Mandalorian Season 3. And second off,
well, he didn't die. Din Djarin didn't die.
They wear bulletproof helmets. That is a major theme throughout the show.
No, it's going to be it's going to be a turbo laser. It's going to be like the Death Star to the head. It's going to be the biggest. It's going to be this lore-shattering blaster. That's just gonna. It's just going to be a cannon. It's going to be a Napoleonic cannon. That's a slug thrower. It's going to shoot a 12-pounder. And just
slug thrower. Dear gosh.
The opposite. That's what they call it.
That's the opposite of a large laser. That's a small bullet.
No, I changed.
That's a regular gun.
I'm evolving my argument.
Okay. You realize you were wrong.
Because a turbo laser they've done way too many times, and it's lost its flair after the sequel trilogy. So it's going to be a massive slug thrower type of weapon.
I think it's legitimately insane that Jon Favreau directed this movie.
Yeah. What did he make before this? I have no clue.
I'm not sure. I know he did this. He did Iron Man. He's done The Mandalorian. I'm not sure what else is in his filmography.
Please tell me this is in chronological order. It is not. Okay, I'm gonna look on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
I'm just saying it's a weird trend in the film. It's also a weird trend throughout Jon Favreau's work. Noteworthy. He's on notice.
He made the movie Made. Don't know what that's about. He made Zathura with your guy in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Josh Hutcherson's in that.
That was after.
Okay.
It was, but before that, it looks like he only had like one
Space
main.
Jumanji. I'd forgotten that movie existed. Let alone that Josh Hutcherson was in it.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, he was acting a lot before. That's what it looks like. He was in Batman Forever as an assistant. So.
I think
he made it.
Has he directed any movies that are even remotely positive towards women?
I mean, Zathura, I don't remember enough to say.
I feel like that's a no.
Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
It's going to be a no.
Cowboys and Aliens. Doesn't really sound like...
speculative. This is just a hypothesis, but I'm gonna go with probably
man.
not.
Chef. Got no clue. The Jungle Book, The Lion King, and The Mandalorian and Grogu. The Lion King
Nope.
is maybe the
thing.
closest thing.
Nope. We can talk about the Lion
I
King
mean,
in another
but the
part.
women in that movie have more of a role than in this movie. Nala definitely has more of a role in Mufasa than Jovi does on Buddy.
They're like the same thing.
I mean, but I think the
they're
impact
the love
is
interest. They motivate the guy to grow up and take life seriously, to mature, to grow into the person he's always been meant to be. Female love interest is catalyst for maturity, and the inexperienced, immature male guy and stuck in perpetual adolescence.
Are you saying that? Well, okay.
That The Lion King is not a progressive movie?
No, I'm saying
yes.
is Timon and Pumbaa more crucial to not Mufasa? I'm so sorry, Simba.
That's
That's
egregious.
I know. Oh my goodness. Timon and Pumbaa are more crucial to Simba's development than his girlfriend and then wife.
No.
movie.
I think that Nala, she's definitely the catalyst.
There
for him.
you go.
Well, okay.
In
but
this movie,
Timon and Pumbaa-
Jovi, it
Timon
has
and
zero
Pumbaa,
effect on Buddy.
I
Zero, because his
Motivates
behavior
him to
doesn't change.
motivates him to keep a job. He keeps his job as a storyteller. He becomes more productive. He gets married. He has kids. He becomes more stable and productive after his date with Jovi.
I mean, but like you said, he's clearly in the driver's seat.
He is.
So the nuclear family doesn't seem like a feminist ideal. You know what I mean?
Is this occurring to you just now for the first time?
But no, what I'm
Is
saying.
this?
No, what I'm saying is that you're saying at the end of the movie they have the nuclear family where the man works the job,
And she's like
Jovi
pouring him
raises
a
the
cup
kids.
of hot chocolate.
That's
and
what I'm
she's like,
saying.
Here
And you're
you go,
like,
sir.
and you're like, that's what I'm saying.
Probably not the most
Right. So what I'm saying is
progressive.
that she.
What is she
that
doing in
it's
the North
not
Pole?
pro.
What is she doing in the North Pole?
But that's
She
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
belong there.
What I'm saying.
He didn't belong there.
Okay.
Why did they go
see,
back?
That's the most crazy anti-immigration argument I've heard in my entire life.
In the North
for one.
Pole, nobody belongs in the North Pole.
No.
The only people there
nepotism.
are researchers who don't want to be there long term.
Look.
Why would
I feel like we're not. I feel like we're on the
Antarctica?
same page. I feel like we're on the same page, and we just don't know it. Because my argument is that this movie does not do women any favors.
I would agree.
And that it doesn't seem like Jovi impacts Buddy hardly at all. And whenever she does, it's in the context of he goes to work, she stays home and raises the kids and pours him a hot cocoa whenever he wants it.
Yeah, the culmination of Jovi's arc is that she leaves the workforce. Gosh,
And look,
man.
if she's happy, that's cool. But I'm saying, like, if that's, they're not doing they're not doing women any favors as far as like making them drive forward the plot.
Yeah.
And changing any of the other characters.
No. Well, and even then, the scenes that they're written in, like, do we need a scene of her in the shower? Is that necessary?
Oh,
is that necessary
that's
to
true.
the plot? Is it necessary, or is it kind of gratuitous? I've always found it to be gratuitous. It's contrived. It's
the small little detail of like Emily saying like, oh yeah, usually I'm the one making breakfast, or like just it's like it's not that. All of these things are fine. Whenever it's the only things that the women do in this movie, that's whenever it's kind of a pattern.
There's nothing awful. It's just that it's all that's there.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is it. You
Yeah.
know, it's I just.
It's like you said, if this is like a father and son type of movie, okay. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But we're just identifying the fact that there's a lack of women having an impact on the men in this movie.
Yeah, they don't have agency. They don't impact the plot. Jovi doesn't even have a last name. You know,
She doesn't even have a last name in the
so
credits.
many
You
characters.
have Miles Finch. Famous ghostwriter Miles Finch.
Right.
But Jovi doesn't even get a last name because they know she's going to take buddies. That's why Favreau wrote it that way.
That's crazy.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, we need to stop Favreau. He needs to go.
Favreau needs to go.
We need to. Yeah, he's canceled. We canceled
It's
Favreau.
great. It's wild. Don't
Over
even give her a
Elf.
last name. Are you
Over
kidding me?
Elf. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And the Jungle Book. It's another story that has no female characters except for the one girl in the village who's like coming out to get water that draws Mowgli away from the animals. And so again, the only female in that story is the one who drags the boy out of perpetual adolescence and inspires him to rejoin the real world, to become a man, to come join the village. This is what do you do with that?
I think
Favreau's got to go.
I think Favreau's got to go too, man. I don't know if I can go see Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Elf.
I don't know if I can.
Come on, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you know that movie was going to be universally acclaimed. No one was going to hate it. Like it was going to be the greatest thing.
This
since
is probably
Revenge of the
groundbreaking.
Sith. Yeah.
This goes to show the power of critical reading. You read against the grain for a little bit, and you just discover that the director's the worst person in the entire world.
Is this good? Is what we're doing good? Is it solving anything? Are we creating problems that don't exist?
I think we're exposing problems that existed beforehand.
Okay.
I think that people deserve to see stories where women have agency and make impacts in the lives of other human beings.
Wow.
I
I'm
think
here for you.
That's probably beneficial.
Yeah. No, that was good. I'm glad you said that.
You know, this is a weird comparison, but I feel like it works. You know a movie that's basically Elf, but better? It's the movie...
Lion King?
Not The Lion King, no.
Okay.
It's the movie Klaus. Have you ever seen Klaus? It's on Netflix. It's a really good movie. It's an animated one. It's like...
How do you spell that?
Klaus.
Oh, okay.
The premise of the film is basically the anti-elf. It's about a guy who's so spoiled and cynical that his dad banishes him to the middle of nowhere to be a good person. And it's there that he meets Santa Claus, and he essentially tries to like rope Santa Claus into doing his work for him and scamming him. Anyways, I mention it because it has a lot of the same tropes. He has this radical impact on this community. There's a woman there who's cynical, and he has a positive impact on her, and she is radically transformed by his appearance. But that film strikes me as having female characters with agency, because there's these two rival families that are opposing each other, and one has this patriarch figure and one has this matriarch figure. And so already within the film, there's this idea of it's not exclusively patriarchy. You know, there's a matriarch at the head of one of these two family clans. And the woman that he has this impact on, she's a teacher, but she's inspired to do the work that she came to the town initially to do, to become a teacher. So it's her rediscovering her passion for her own enterprise, her own marketable skills, her own positive impact. Yes, it's working with children. Yes, it's in a traditionally female occupation, but
Sure.
It's independence.
It's more than this.
It's productive. They get married at the end of the film. But again, it's this sense of she works full time. She has a life outside of him. There are subplots within the film where it's like a woman chooses a guy that she likes and really takes the lead in spearheading that relationship. You see a lot of the same tropes. It is a Santa Claus that doesn't have a Mrs. Claus, because in the film she's passed away, and that's treated very seriously. It's why he's like so depressed in the film. And likewise, the main character, he doesn't have a mom, absent from the film. It's largely a film about fatherhood as well.
See, why are there so many of these films?
It's interesting.
Where they feel the need to take away the mom in order to have a specific type of impact on the boy.
It is odd. I don't know.
Like what? Like so? What are they?
I don't know what it is.
What are they implying that the lack of a mother figure does to a young boy or a grown man? Like an elf, or in this movie, Klaus.
Klaus,
Lion,
it's just
well,
good
not Lion
elf.
King, but
good elf. Not everything's a joke.
Yeah.
It looks good. There are female characters with agency. There's a small female girl that drives an important scene in the plot. It's impactful. Klaus is a good film. Go watch Klaus.
okay.
I see.
Next year we can do.
It's
Klaus.
a tough question because there are all of these stories in which the mom is just removed. It's like, well, why does the mom have to be
It's for a specific
removed?
goal. It's almost like either they're saying she has to be taken out of the equation in order for allow the father's role to be emphasized for a young man, or The lack is the mom being absent or dying. Usually it's just she's dead.
Yeah.
But even at a super, super young age, what does that do to the main character? And they're going for something very specific with that. And I'm like trying to pinpoint like what is it that they're implying happens when the mom's not there?
Yeah.
But the father is either now or later.
In Elf, it has no impact.
Zero.
None.
Zero. Yeah. Because you can't even act like he's so masculine. He's so like he's like toxic. He's leaned so far in. It's like you can't even make that argument, if you were gonna try to make like the stereotypical type of deal, whenever he's only been around like father figures in his life or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even make that argument. So it's like what is it that they're trying to argue? But I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'd have to think about
question.
that. Because there's a lot of movies that do it.
There are.
There's a lot of movies that
I don't know if it's just lazy storytelling. It's like, well, we really want to emphasize one thing, or like you don't know how to write relationships
Is it because it's
of that type, and so
is
you
it-
just don't? Or it's like it's a good way to make the character kind of sympathetic
That's what I was gonna.
in a way that where you don't have to do a lot of legwork as a writer.
Because if the dad's dead, it's like it does something. But like if the little boy's mom's dead and he's like, let's
why
say
is that
3
the
or 4.
assumption?
Right, well, that's
That's
the
already an
only thing I
assumption
can think
loaded
of.
with.
I know. It's putting a greater importance on the mother's death hitting harder
Yeah.
for the audience than a father's death would. Would be the only. I'm just speculating. Like I'm not saying that
So,
this is true. I'm just saying
This
what's
is
their thought.
This is a swing.
Yeah.
This is based off the text. I'm not saying this, but what I'm saying is that it's the idea present in the text. Specifically with Favreau.
And Elf the musical.
Not Elf the musical. I have no idea. It's probably completely different. They probably went off the rails and gave the mom a solo song, and it's completely different because it's out of John Favreau's
why you gotta call it
evil
why you gotta call
patriarchal
it-
pause.
How come whenever the woman gets a solo, you say it got off the rails?
What I'm saying is, when you give it to Broadway, you're like, here you go. Here you go. I have never thought of that as like, you know what? They have this in good hands. This gets the story on track.
Okay.
You know what this story needs? More Broadway. Let's bring in the Broadway people. Let's give this to... I've never thought that.
Yeah,
I've never been watching a movie and been like, you know what this needs? I wish we got like 12 Broadway people and just gave them this.
And I wish we charged everyone $1,000 to go see this movie.
Right, yeah.
That
They had to like
alone.
sit in the back and use binoculars.
If movie studios knew that we were paying $1,000 a ticket to go see
Don't
stuff,
tell them that. We've only survived
No, I'm
so
saying,
far because the type of person that
how would that-
produces movies
how would
and
that?
the type of person that watches Broadway musicals are two completely different
No,
types of
what I'm
persons.
saying, yeah, economically even yeah. But what would a studio do if they knew, like, okay, I'm going to make this movie as if
They'd
someone's
charge
paying
more.
$1,000 to go see this?
They'd probably start throwing in songs. That's what I would do.
To help with the runtime.
Okay, this is a swing.
Anyway,
This is a swing, yeah. John Favreau, patriarchal pause. This is a swing.
Okay.
There's this idea present in Elf, present in The Lion King, present in The Jungle Book that I've drawn attention to of a woman drawing the adolescent boy who really should be a man by now. Simba's delaying it. Buddy's delayed it. It's part of the humor of the story. It's what draws it out. But there's this idea of they're in a prolonged adolescence. They meet a woman and they draw them out of it. And that's what inspires the boy to be a man. Maybe part of the reason that none of these stories have mother figures in them is because these writers associate mothers with adolescence. And so losing a mother or not having a mother, it's almost like it's an eternal adolescence. There's no one to shepherd them out of it. Or it's just the death traps them in that moment where they had a mom and they were an adolescent. And so it's not until they have the influence of another woman that they're able to brought out of it. It's this weird, again, I'm just reading what's in the text.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's this weird thing that's present in all three of these films that are all directed by him.
Yeah,
which
saying
is weird.
saying that that's what it looks like is happening, because you're right. The trauma happens
Yeah.
with a female figure, and then a female figure is what not snaps them out of it, but helps them kind of heal from that and move past the phase that they
Yeah.
were in, because Buddy is very much a similar type of person to, like, from the time he was 12 to the time that he's 30.
Yeah.
You know, it's not until he meets Jovi, which I guess that does mean she did impact him.
Yeah.
If that theory holds true, because then he starts becoming a grown man.
Now with Simba, it's different because the trauma's male. You know, he loses his dad to Scar, so it's a guy and another guy, and his mom's alive for the whole film. She just takes a back seat. As far as the plot's concerned, I don't know. It's this weird idea of development in which women are responsible for men's development, and it's not something that the fathers do with their own sons.
So, what do you think about this? Is another type
bizarre.
of combination of factors, like Anakin Skywalker, who loses his mom, both figuratively whenever, or you know, just from distance for 10 years, and then actually watches her die.
Yeah.
And then Padme's in his life, and you would think with that theory she would help heal him, but he also has father figures who are not up to the task to kind of shepherding him into full adulthood. And the only person that really feels like he really feels seen by is Palpatine, who manipulates him.
Yeah.
It's another weird combination because he never had a father figure in his life.
If I wanted to do kind of a mean-spirited reading of the Star Wars movies, which I don't, but I'm saying if I was going to, I don't think there's a lot of weight in this. You could argue that the reason Anakin does well in the pod race is so he can go with Padme. You can argue that Padme is therefore what draws him out of the adolescence, you know? Draws him out of that circumstance. And so again, it's this, I don't think this is what's in the text, because Qui-Gon Jinn plays such an oversized role in it, and it's obvious that the Force is in it, and there's all these references to midichlorians. So I think what's in the text of Star Wars, at least when it's not written and directed by Jon Favreau, is distinct.
Sorry, I should have picked a different franchise.
It's distinct, but you can argue, you know, he also has this moment where he's under the stewardship of his mother, and he's drawn out of it by a woman that he's romantically interested in. And then again, you know, it's Luke loses his mom, but he does have his dad.
He does have his dad.
And then it's his relationship with his dad.
Luke's a better.
That drives the plot. But then Anakin, he's somebody who doesn't have a dad at all. And so he has these surrogates. You know, he has Qui-Gon, and he has Obi-Wan, and he has Palpatine. It's, yeah. I think in Star Wars, it has a lot more about, at least with the prequels, you know, I think I wouldn't overstate Padme's influence. But with Luke, you know, it is this thing of he doesn't have a mom. He doesn't have a mom. But he does have a dad. And that's what the story's about. And so
But he's raised by a married couple.
He is.
Unlike Buddy, who's just married by Papa, or just raised by Papa L.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of it's different directors and writers having different motivations for doing things.
Yeah.
And like it's interesting to see the different combinations of, oh well, he had his mom for a while, but never had a dad, and then she died.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he falls in love, and then he has these other people in his life, in Anakin's case, that are fathers, but none of them really do the job. And then you have Luke, who is raised by two people who aren't his parents. You know, he thought his parents were dead, his mother's dead, and he has to redeem his dad. And then you have Buddy, who's raised by Papa Elf, and then has Santa Claus, and then has his dad.
Yeah.
No mom. Ever. Never once.
I'm trying to even think of stories where only the dad is dead.
Or only, like, from the beginning of the movie?
Well, or like only the dad dies. I can think of a lot where the mom dies. Finding Nemo.
Yep.
Up.
Yep.
Ratatouille.
Wow.
This is a Pixar thing. Looking at a John Lasseter now. Oh, Toy Story. Toy Story. Only it's mom. Only it's the mom. And what do we see? Prolonged adolescence.
Well,
I'm choosing to be mean-spirited about that one.
Okay.
That one's a stretch.
Okay.
I'm overstepping. I'm wildly
that
out
one,
on a plank.
But that one is
beyond what the text will support.
but that one does have interesting commentary because, like we talked about in the episode we never released, you have
Yeah,
Andy.
that's a good one to reference. Let's
Yeah,
talk
that's
more
good.
about that.
Why don't you guys go watch that one? No, you have Andy, who has the same family structure as Sid, as far as the people who are in the household. And so in that one, they're making a completely different argument.
It's true.
It's in that movie, what made Andy and Sid? We don't know how the marriages ended for either. We know a little bit more about Andy's mom and kind of can infer some things. But with Sid's family, you got no clue. Well, I guess you do because the dad's in the movie. I always forget the dad's actually in the movie.
Sid's dad is in the movie, but
he
appears as like a drunk.
Right. Either that's
Lazy
if that's a
bum.
stepdad, it could be a stepdad, it could be his actual dad. Either way, he's absent.
Right.
No matter what. So
Yeah.
they both have an absent father, the mom, the daughter, or the mom, the sister, and the dog. Like they both like playing with toys two completely different ways. Like, so that's making a completely different argument altogether.
Yeah.
Is it environment? Is it the culture of the house? Is it just that two kids? Is it just personality and predisposition, nature versus nurture? Sid was predisposed to be more like he is, and Andy was more predisposed to be like he is because from the outside at least looks like they have the same environment.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot where the mom is dead.
Tron?
Yeah. Tron is another one that does it. Tron does it. In Tron Ares, they kill the mom on screen.
Oh,
They kill
dang.
a mom on screen. Spoiler alert for Tron Ares.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Volume 2?
All of them.
All of them.
Really?
All of them. You're right. All of them.
Thanos is a poor, suffering single dad.
Wow. He deserves
Guardians 2. It's another movie about fatherhood with no moms.
Yep.
Guardians 3. It's all over the place. But I feel like, scientists work as Rocket's fathers, I don't know.
There's a lot.
Something like My Hero Academia, I feel like is a very high-profile example of a guy who only has a mom. It was a big theory where his dad was, just never brought up. Never relevant. It's probably the one example I can think of where the main character has only a mom. I can't think of many more beyond that. I can think of a lot where both parents are dead, like Harry Potter, that kind of a thing,
Yeah.
where they're just an orphan. I can think of very little that explore the impacts of motherhood. I'm not sure why that is. I think it says a lot, What stories do we find worth telling? Who gets to tell them?
Yeah.
Why is it Jon Favreau all the time?
Yeah.
Can we do something about that, please?
He's got to go. Jon Favreau's got to go.
Favreau's got to go.
Do you have anything else about this movie?
What would you rate it?
3 for 2003. No,
That's
I don't
fair.
know. This movie, honestly, unironically, feels impossible to rate
I get that.
because I don't want to watch this movie.
No.
I don't.
No.
The thought of sitting through this movie is
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it.
I don't want to.
Ugh.
But it is iconic, and there's nothing. Is there anything wrong with the movie?
It's
Okay, besides the
okay.
misogyny.
Yeah, besides
we're
the
gonna
misogyny,
we're gonna take that aside
you can just set that
for a
aside.
second.
That's
we're,
fine.
We're just gonna. He did. Why? He set aside half the population. Like, what do you mean? Like, no.
There's not that much wrong with the film.
I don't know. Like, it's 7. 7. It's above average because it is creative. They do a lot of
well-made,
world building.
It's creative. It's
the,
funny.
The foils to Buddy, like what he is compared to the world around him, how he impacts the world. Like that is interesting. So objectively, like 7.
I'd give it like a 7.5.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It is funny. It's well made. All the actors are bringing their best. There's a lot of sets in this movie. They're all over the place. There's all sorts of sets that they're only using in like 1 or 2 scenes, like the doctor's office or the prison.
Or the scene with Michael
Yeah.
and Emily and Walter when he goes and looks at the picture and like is all sad and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it's very particularly set up in a certain way.
It's a creative film. It's an emotional film. I do think it's a misogynistic film. The more and more that we talk
See,
about
because,
It's
because
bringing it down.
it's one of those things
Bringing
where
it
it's like,
down.
am
It
I
is.
over analyzing this?
Nope.
Absolutely, but that's what we do. And sometimes we actually find things.
That's true.
Sometimes
That
we
is
go
true.
off the deep end, but other times it's like, wait a second, this is kind of there's could be something here. But all right,
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to us talk about Elf 2003, the movie, not the musical. And let us know if you have any other movies you want us to review, books, TV shows. And with that said, we'll see you next time.